Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name is Samantha and today I received a parcel from Revolution and I'm very excited to share with you the new collaboration. So Revolution and Dana. I'm not even going to try and pronounce her surname and I'm hoping I'm pronouncing the first name correctly. It's one of those names like Liza, not quite sure, but I hope that's correct, and obviously do put me right if it's not. Okay, so the first item that I'm going to be sharing with you, and bearing in mind there's actually 3 products within this collaboration, is the Strobe Palette packaging. So it's marble. We all love marble and I love pink. And of course the marble is pink and white, so I love this. So you get the Revolution logo there, Dana's logo there, and then her name. Now it's obviously a strobe palette and you're getting in here £3. So £3 at 0.08 ounces or 2.4 grams of product. When you then turn that over, of course the Revolution logo and that it's a strobe palette is there, along with an idea of the shades within the palette and the ingredients. This one is cruelty free and vegan. So that is your packaging, and this palette retails for £6 on the site. So the product itself looks like this. I'll just measure it up against my hand. There we go. So it's a little bit smaller than my hand. You have a rose gold banding around it. It's all very, very mirrored, so apologies in advance. I'm not going to be able to shield you from that too much because there's a mirror on everything and it's very shiny. You don't get a mirror in the actual palette, so again you can see through here to the actual 3 shades there. The Revolution logo is there, Dana's logo, and then her name, basically what was on the actual packaging itself. Turning it over, you have a sticker there which gives you the same information as I've already shared with you. And then looking at the product itself, so you have 3 highlights here, one very, very light, one like a champagne gold, and then one more of a deeper gold there. Again, very mirrored, so apologies for that. Also there is a little bit of a raised, like Dana's logo is in there. You can see that better on the deeper one there, so I hope you can see all of that. In fact, this one looks a little bit green. It looks like Revolution's flash shade rather than a regular champagne. You can't see that at the moment, but of course I will be swatching that in a moment. In fact, I think I'll swatch as I go to give you a fair idea. Otherwise I'd probably forget because there's so much going on within this collection. So let's go into that. Seems a shame to actually swatch. Yeah, it is just like flash, you can see that there. So it's got a little bit of a hint of green. So I really love that. So that's going to work perfectly for me. And the middle shade is like a champagne gold. That is extremely pigmented. That one, as with the regular highlighter within the Revolution collections of highlights, it feels a little bit dry. The second one a little bit more or swatched nicely anyway. Okay, moving on to the deeper one. Okay, so that one there. So the softest one is that middle one, and again this one is slightly dry, not as dry as flash, but yeah, really like the shades here, and I also like that there's something different within that this collection, and that gold kind of green shade, absolutely beautiful. Love that. In fact, love those shades there. I think there's something for everyone there. So I'll be testing that at the end when I test everything. Now moving on to the next product. So that was £6. This is the eyeshadow palette and this is £10. Again, very, very similar. So I'll just show you both packaging. So this is the eyeshadow palette, exactly the same as in pink and white marble, apart from the fact, of course, it's a lot larger. So you get the Revolution logo and you can see it a lot more clearly on this packaging. Dana's logo, Dana's name, that it is an eyeshadow palette. Within this palette, you are getting 22 pans, and you're getting that at 0.028 ounces or 0.8 grams of product. This one is just cruelty free, and you're getting an idea of the shadows there as well as the ingredients there. You can see cruelty free. So that is the back of the packaging. So moving on to the actual palette itself, again it's very mirrored, so apologies. So again you have that banding around the outside, no mirror, and then turning it over it's very mirrored as you can see, and then you have a sticker there. So again it is transferring that information onto the back here, apart from the fact that the eyeshadows are numbered, but they are named. So let's have a look inside. What I will say is that there is a brush there, so it's a dual-ended brush. Let me just show you that first of all. And it actually feels a nice brush. It's rose gold, and then you have two brushes. So you get a flatter brush there for your packing on product, perhaps, you know, the shimmer shade. And then you have much more of a fluffy end there. Very soft, feel very good quality. And then when you look at the actual pans, I'll get it as close as I can, move it a little bit so you can see. So this is much more of a neutral palette, apart from you get a little bit of navy here, so I suppose even that is neutral. But yeah, this is a neutral eyeshadow palette. And from what I've seen from the ad on the Revolution Instagram page, these are the shades that Dana wears. I've never seen her before personally, but as always I picked up the collaboration collection because of course I do like to purchase all of the collaborations to support Revolution and obviously support the collaborators. So I really like this. Of course I love neutrals anyway. And then of course you can see that the names are underneath there. Upside down, obviously I've got it upside down for ease of use or ease of you looking at it. So yeah, there we go. So that's the eyeshadow palette. I'm not going to swatch every single eyeshadow. I'll just pick out a handful to share with you so that you get an idea. So I think we'll go for 3 and 3. There seems to be a lot more from looking at it actually. I've just noticed, thinking 3 and 3, this one here and that one there seems to be the most shimmery eyeshadows just from looking at them, and then the rest, so you've got that one, then you've got, where are we, these two are shimmers but not as shimmery as those ones I've just mentioned, and then you've got that one, and then you've got this one. So there's not that many shimmers, so there's a lot more mattes than there are shimmers within this palette. So let's go in, oh, and there's another, no, I've pointed that one out. Let's go in, and I think actually that blue might be a shimmer. Yeah, I think the most intense ones are those gold ones that I shared to start with. Yeah, so I'm going to share with you a few mattes. I hope they're mattes, because sometimes it's not until you swatch them that you obviously see that shimmer. So this one is called Peachy, and we'll follow on here. So this is Peachy. It's the first shade from the second row, and that's Peachy there. So that's a matte. I'll do 3 mattes of course to start with. Then we have, I'll go for Sorbet. That's a nice shade. So that's Sorbet, that one there. And then one more matte. I'm going to go for Mocha, one of the deeper tones. And that is Mocha there. So Mocha, and that's Mocha swatched. So 3 mattes there for you to see a few of the shades, and I think those represent the palette very well actually, because there's quite a few reds in here. You've got that peach, which there's quite a few of those, and then you've got a deeper shade. So like I say, if you don't like your neutral shades, you may not like this palette. Now let's go in with 3 shimmers. I'm definitely going to love that. So this is the shade Danida, and it's that one there. Beautiful, and it swatches like that. Very, very nice indeed. Then I'm going to go for this one. I think this actually is going to be an intense one as well. Yeah, like I say, it's not until you swatch them that you get the real beauty of them. And this one is called, I think it's, again, I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly, Aaliyah, that one there. And it's swatched like that. Absolutely beautiful. Love that. One more. I'm going to do one of the less shimmery, less intense, to show you how those swatch. And this one is called Vintage. I'm going to swatch it up here. Cool. Like that. Let me just swatch that again. I've done it in a little bit of a odd place and I can't even show you it, so I follow that on. I really like that colour. So that is Vintage, I suppose, like a vintage gold. So there are all of your swatches so far. Okay, just gives you a fair roundup, I think, of what to expect within the palette. But as I always say, it's not until you obviously test them on your eyes. So that is the eyeshadow palette. Now moving on to the third product. I really like this. I wish more collaborators would actually bring out, you know, a lip kit, because we've seen a lot of eyeshadows, a lot of face palettes, but not lip kits. So I'm very, very excited to buy this. And also it seems that my colouring is not exactly the same. I'm certainly a little bit lighter toned in the skin department, but I have deep colouring, so I'm hoping that this whole collection works really well for me. So the lip kit, like I mentioned at the beginning, it did I mention it at the beginning? Perhaps not. I'm confusing myself. It actually consists of 3 products. So 3 products. You get a lip liner, you get a like a lip gloss, but it's metallic, and then you get a lipstick. And in this one, let's go through the outer packaging. So again, you've got that marble effect, and it's pink and white marble. And you are getting the lip liner is 0.035 ounces or 1 gram of product. The lipstick is 0.11 ounces, 0.11 ounces, or 3.2 gram of product, and the lip gloss is 0.192, I think it is, fluid ounces, or 5.5 mil of product. So there it is, a little lip wardrobe. Moving on to the back, this one is just cruelty free, not vegan, and then you have all of the ingredients there on the back. And I really want to get into this. I'm very, very excited about this. So let's have a look at the lip liner. So it's their regular lip liner packaging, just like, I suppose, Chauffeur, if you have that, and it looks like that there. Let's swatch it. Ooh, I think I'm gonna like this. Light, yeah, it's not too light, but it's not too deep. It's just in the middle, just like Chauffeur. And I wonder if this is perhaps another shade. Have they released it brand new for this collaboration? I do find with a lot of their collaborations, it's a case of the person who collaborates looks through Revolutions like eyeshadows, you know, cheap products, and then just puts them in their own palette. But this looks a little bit different, and this looks very rich, like a conker kind of shade, that kind of shade. So I'm really hoping that this is a brand new shade. Yeah, really excited. Now I'll move on to the lip gloss. This looks beautiful. So again, it's in their regular kind of liquid lipstick, lip gloss kind of packaging. You have a rose gold lid, you have a band of rose gold there, and you can see the logo there. I think the logo, let me just have a look. Yeah, the logo is on the lip liner as well there. So that Dana's logo, and it's on here, so Revolution, and then Dana, her logo there, and then all of the regular information is there. That's your applicator, so it's a doe foot, and let's swatch this. Oh, it just looks beautiful. Oh, that is just gorgeous. I'm not really into metallic, but I just really like that shade. It just looks, I don't know, really elegant, very classy. And then we move on to the lipstick. So this reminds me of the packaging from the Rose Gold Chauffeur. So that kind of packaging, apart from on this one you've got Revolution, and then again Dana's logo there, and then on the bottom it gives you a little bit of a hint of the actual shade in here. Love this. I mean, obviously I love Chauffeur, so I'm going to love this packaging. This is your lipstick, and again I think this is going to be absolutely beautiful. So let me swatch it. Oh, I already love it. That shade is just beautiful, and I can see that this lip liner is slightly deeper, so it's going to work beautifully. And of course, what you can do, I suppose, that lip gloss is very opaque, so you can either use it on its own perhaps, or you can just tap it over the top, and I've tapped it now. Let me just clean that up. Yeah, so there it is there. That is the lip kit. So let's now test out some of these products, get to the exciting part. So I think I'm going to apply in order of how I shared them with you. The Strobe Highlighter to start with. I think I'm going to go in with, what am I going to go in with? Oh, this is going to be difficult because I haven't applied. I really want to go in with that green shade to show you what that's like, because I know that that's what you're going to want me to share with you. Perhaps I'll put that there, and then perhaps the more champagne shade on my face. I think that's what I'm going to do. So as always, I'm going to be using the flex brush and the fluffier end, and I'm going into that greener toned shade. Beautiful. That is gorgeous. I really like the green shade that Revolution have come up with, because it is just so stunning and it's wearable. So it's something a little bit different, but it is certainly wearable. Unfortunately, you won't be able to see it quite as well on this side because the light hits me from some, even though I'm sitting in front of a mirror, no, a window, sorry. But I am sitting in front of a mirror as well. But for some reason, I don't know, just putting a little bit more. Oh, love that. Okay, now I'm going to do my usual trick. I just want to slightly pat that down, so it's more of a natural finish. But goodness me, that is gorgeous. Now I'm going to go into the champagne. I'm just going to actually use my colour switcher just to perhaps take off the remnants, and then go into that middle shade there and just pop a little bit of that on my forehead, on the bridge of my nose. Wow. And then on my chin. Wow. Okay, I really love that little palette. Of course, I'm getting into highlight in a big way. We're moving into spring stroke summer, and yeah, and I want as much dewiness on my face. Really love that shade though, because yes, it is green, but it's also, I don't know, it just works, doesn't it? Absolutely beautiful. Love it. So let's move on to the eyeshadow palette, and I think I'm going to have to start off with the shade Sorbet. I really like that when I swatched it, that one there. So as always, I'm going to start off with my eye contour brush from Primark, and I'm going into the shade Sorbet. It just looks like very wearable, beautiful shades that are going to enhance, I think. Oh, love that. That is certainly more intense than I thought. I thought it was going to be a little bit peachier than that. That is beautiful, and it blends out like a dream. Obviously I'm going to give my review at the end here. So once I've applied everything, I will let you know my thoughts. So just applying sorbet to the other eye. And I think I'm going to have to put that underneath. That is a beautiful shade. Sorry, I'm just tapping. I'll get that eyeshadow. Love that. That is gorgeous. I'm going to just pop a little bit underneath the eye now. That is stunning. Really pretty. Very, very pretty colour that. Love that. Now, moving on, I think I'm going to move on to the shade Burgundy, which is this shade here. That one there. So second row, third from the end. Okay. So same brush. I think all of these shades are going to work beautifully with one another. Yeah, that looks stunning. Love that, and it's blended so well. Yeah, love that. So going into Burgundy again. Gorgeous. I'll put a little bit of that underneath the eye as well. I think this is why I like collaboration palettes so much, because it's so nice to get someone else's makeup angle and see, you know, what they come up with. So yeah, really like, really like the shades, and it's, I don't know. When I first saw this, I thought it's another neutral palette, but there is something a little bit different, and I think sometimes you have to apply these shades to really get the benefit of what that person is trying to say with their you know, shades that they've chosen. And so far I really like it. Now I'm going to go into something a little bit different. I'm going to go into Latte, which is that one there. At the moment it's very warm, so I'm going to see what adding this shade does. I wasn't expecting it to be that intense, to be honest, but I really like it. Nearly made an error there. Okay, and I'm going in with Latte, and I'm just putting it as close to that lash line as I can, like that. And again, add that. And that's what I like actually to do. I like to add a cooler shade just to give that shadow, because it just works with my eyes. So just blending that up a little bit. So even though that Latte didn't look as deep as perhaps Mocha does. It really does work to enhance that eye look. Love that. Gorgeous. A bit of fluff. It's not fallout. There's no fallout at all. Okay. So far so good. I think what I'm going to do, have I got a brush here that I could use? Just going to clean off a brush here, because what I want to do, I want to just use that deeper shade, and I want to use that, and I've forgotten the shade name, Mocha. I'm just going to use that to give myself a little bit of eyeliner. That's it. I haven't brought in the right brush, but I think this one will be okay. So I've just cleaned that off. So I'm going into Mocha, and then I'm just going to stamp that there. I might have to go over it again once I've put the shimmer on. Probably a little bit too thick for what I want, but I wasn't expecting on doing this. That's better. It's worked better on the other eye. Let me just... Yeah, it's better when you load the brush up. Lovely. Okay, so that's done. Now I think I'm going to leave it at that, I think, or should I put that deeper shade and just see how the Mocha looks in the crease? I think I will do that, because there is no, I was going to say there's no black, but there is. There's a shade there that looks nearly black called Brunette. Okay, so I'm going to just go in with Mocha, just to deepen it up even more. See how all of the colours layer. Okay, so layering very, very nicely. Love it. Okay, now what I want to do is I want to apply, do I want to apply this shade? Let me just have a look. No, I'm definitely going to go into the shade Danida, which is the first one that I swatched. Where is it? That one there. There. A little bit difficult. I've got my hands full. So let's apply this gold shade. That is a beautiful shade. Oh, love that. Yeah, that is beautiful. I'm just going to get my first brush. I'm going to go in with Latte and just make sure that that is all nicely blended there through the crease. Okay, and then I'm going to get my pointy brush, which is the 250 pencil and powder smudge brush with that point, and I'm going into, I think I'm going to go into Vintage A. Oh, I didn't see the A. So Vintage A which was another shade that I swatched. Sorry, I didn't see the A there after the vintage. Just putting that on the inner corner. Beautiful. Okay, so that's the eyeshadow or the eye look so far. Now I'm just going to add eyeliner. Of course, it's the Revolution Smoky Waterproof eyeliner. Yep. And then, of course, the Mascara Revolution. There we go. So the Mascara Revolution. Trying to put that on as quickly as I can. So there we go. I really love that gold on the eye. Beautiful eye look. And I'm just going to clean my hands up before we move on to the last product. Okay, so far I've applied the highlight. So I've used the green tone and the champagne tone, the lighter tone, just to highlight the rest of my face. That is the eye look that I've come up with. Absolutely beautiful. Now for the lip kit. So I'll go in with the lip liner first of all, which of course you saw me swatch, and it's that one there. A little bit wobbly there. I really don't like lip liners with that sharp point. Once it rounded off a little bit, it was a bit better. So just fill in the outer edges or corners. And then we'll put the lipstick on. So there's the lipstick, and then I'm just going to tap out a little bit, because I don't want to take away too much from that lipstick. Yeah, I'm tapping it out to give a little bit of a glossy look. There it is. Oh, really love that actually. Okay, trying to save everything for the review, but I don't want to give too much away, but actually that is really, really pretty. Okay, so let's go into the review now, and I'll give you a little bit of, well, share with you my thoughts basically of what I think to these products. Now, first of all, the packaging. What do I think to the packaging? So I'll just get all three here. So the packaging itself, really, really love the design. I mean, who doesn't like marble? And I love pink. So the pink and white looks absolutely beautiful. Love it. Really, really like that. I also like the fact that 3 products have been released. You've got your eyeshadow palette, you have got your face palette, you know, your highlighter, you have got your lip kit. Love, love, love that so, so much. And like I say, I wish more collaborations came with these lip products because I've really enjoyed them. So getting on to the first product that I tested, this one. So this retails for £6. I was a little bit surprised, I must say, when I opened the box. So I opened this box and saw the size of this. I don't know why, but I expected it to be a little bit larger. So the packaging, that's what I thought, you know, my first thought was, wow, that is a little bit small. But looking at the actual products and testing them, I think the shades that they've come up with, absolutely amazing. I really, really love it. I love the shade range, I love the products, I love everything. The green is amazing, it's absolutely beautiful, and I love the champagne and that as well. I just love it. But like I say, I really did expect the palette itself to be a little bit larger. That is just my first thought. But the products itself, beautiful. You can really, really build them up, and you can also not just build them up, but you can also, like I did, make them look like they melt into the skin. So yeah, really, really love that. Then moving on to the eyeshadow palette. Really, really love this. I think if you, and I've dirtied it up, I think if you are expecting a mirror, again with that highlight palette or strobe palette, if you're expecting a mirror, you will be disappointed. There's no mirror in any of these palettes. But I really like the look of it. I also thought that the shadows, my first thoughts were I expected the shadows to be a little bit larger. That is just my first thoughts. I also thought to myself, do I need another neutral eyeshadow palette? Again, that was my first thought. But now I've tested it out, I really love the eye look. I think it's going to suit me. I really love the gold on the lid. That shade was beautiful. They all blended out beautifully. Really love the shade Sorbet. Love the shade Burgundy. Every single shade that I used today worked beautifully. So yeah, and they all swatched fairly well as well. Obviously we don't go by swatches, we go by how they apply. So yeah, really, really like the eye look that I've come up with. Works beautifully. But again, I don't know why, I just thought the eyeshadows themselves would be larger. Perhaps I'm going by the collaboration by Carmi and thinking, you know, about the, I don't know the sizes of that, perhaps, I'm not quite sure. But anyway, that's what I thought. But on the whole, beautiful palette, beautiful look. And as always, I would love your feedback about, you know, what you think to what I've said, and also have you got your ideas about this collaboration. So there was a knock on the door, so apologies, just a delivery, but my delivery lady is so good, I'm sure she's left it in a safe place, and I don't want to lose any of my footage, and especially not my first thoughts. Okay, so moving on to the lip kit. I am so pleased that this has been released. I think I've said before that I wish there was more lip shades released with collaborations, because this is a whole collection, isn't it? So yeah, really love the idea of this. I love the shades of the lip liner and the lipstick. Love, oh my goodness. It just reminds me of something that MAC comes out with. When I applied the lip liner and then the lipstick over the top, I don't know, it just looks very, well, such a beautiful shade. So I think Dana's done an amazing job with choosing those. What I'm going to do now, because you've seen the liquid lipstick, no, you've seen the lipstick and the lip liner, I'm going to go over in an opaque finish of the liquid gloss and see how that goes. Just going to tap it there. Okay, I'm just going to wipe. I really love the shade, but, and I think again it's beautiful actually when you, I don't really like that thick effect of metallic. I'm prefer it to be a little less, I don't know, I just prefer, I'm not a big fan of metallic lip gloss anyway, but when I put my lips together now, it's actually more subtle. It looks like much more of a gloss. It's a beautiful shade. What I would have preferred, rather than the metallic, I would have preferred just a flat gloss, I think. But I really love the shade. I think you can pat it down like I did and make it, you know, less metallic. But actually, it's not too bad at all. It's just not my preference. I'm not a big fan of metallic. But the lipstick and the lip liner are a wow for me. So yeah, I really love, so I'll just go through and rate them. So the highlighter kit, or the strobe kit, I would rate that 4 out of 5 for the product. I'm not a big fan of the packaging itself. So, you know, my first thoughts were it just looks a little bit small, but the products themselves, beautiful, absolutely love them. So I'm going to give that a definite 4. Actually, I'm going to be a bit more generous, 4.5 out of 5, because the products, really, really love them and they're beautiful. So 4.5 out of 5. I don't know why I thought the packaging was a little bit small. Is it me? I'm not sure, but I'm going to give you my first, that's what my first thoughts were when I opened the box. The eyeshadow palette, again, I'm going to give that a 4.5 out of 5. Again, I don't know what it is. I just not 100% sold on the actual packaging. I think perhaps we were probably spoilt with Carmi's, and that was just to die for packaging. This, I'm not sure, but the eyeshadows inside, beautiful, and they gave me a beautiful look. So again, 4.5 out of 5. I think with the lip kit, I'm going to say 4.5 out of 5 again, and the reason is obviously the packaging, you know, is absolutely fine, but in fact I'm not even going on the packaging here. The packaging of the products I love, because I love that, and love that. You know, there's nothing wrong with the packaging at all. The only thing that I will say is I would have preferred a matte, or, you know, just a gloss in that colour. And that would work better for me. I'm just not a big fan of metallic, but I love that combination. That is an absolute winner for me. So much so, I think I might have to get a backup, because I love it so, so much. It's so, I don't know, luxurious. These products, even though I'm not a big fan of the packaging itself, I think the packaging could have been a little bit more luxurious. But the products inside, when they're applied, really give me a luxurious feel, and they look quality. The lipstick and lip liner combo really reminded me of something from MAC. Very, very pleased with that. And the eyeshadow look, love it. I'll try and end this now, because I could talk about this collaboration, you know, forever, because I like it so, so much. I think the products themselves, big hit. The packaging, not so much. And even though the gloss does look beautiful, I just would have preferred a gloss, a flat gloss, rather than metallic. I think we've seen that before, but the shade itself, stunning. Gorgeous. Actually, I think I might have to try it just on its own and see if I like that better. Perhaps in the next video I'll try it on its own and then give you a little bit of an update. But yeah, I mean, I'd love your thoughts. What are you thinking to the strobe palette? What are you thinking to the eyeshadow palette? What are you thinking to the lip kit? Love your thoughts on those. What are you thinking to my look, my eye look, you know, my cheek and my lip look? Love your thoughts on that. And of course, if you have just stumbled across my channel, I would love it if you subscribe to watch further videos. And I do apologise about the knock at the door, but I'm just expecting another delivery, which I'll be sharing with you very, very soon. So thank you all so, so much for watching. I will see you again here tomorrow. Until then, thank you so, so much for watching. Thank you. Bye.